Hello, Retro Readers. I'm Retromoviegirl, and today I have for you as a review, as promised, Catherine Coulter's Power Play. This is the 19th book in the FBI thriller series, and the 20th book will be out very soon. And this is the story of an ambassador to the UK, Natalie Black, and her daughter, Perry Black. What happens is the ambassador, her life is at stake and she's being threatened because it is thought that she helped cause directly the death of her fiancé, George, and people are blaming her, saying that it's her fault. Her political career is at stake and just everything is going nuts and things just get worse from there. She's being carjacked by, they don't use the actual name of the person. What they use is a jitterbug or a tweeter, a tweaker who's on drugs and was trying to sell the Beamer for money, BMW that she's driving. A lot of stuff goes on in this book, and it first starts with the ambassador getting run off the road in England, where she's living, where she's the ambassador to. She comes back to the United States, and things get worse. She's running, and she's nearly killed trying to get away from whoever's trying to kill her. But with the help of the FBI and a very, very attractive FBI agent named Davis, she has protection. But there's also the political world, there's the sports world, there's a whole bunch of name dropping, and plus there's a little bit of action on the side from Dylan and Sherlock. So let's get started with my complete review. The book begins with Natalie being carjacked by the jitterbug and being saved by Davis at, of all places, Starbucks, and the things that he says, like, dude, I like Starbucks too, is just priceless, and I laugh every time I think about it. Davis is like, he's like Savage in a lot of ways. He's a big dog. I'll explain what that means in a later video, but you get the point. Savage is in charge of everything, and Davis just happens to be the FBI agent that happens to be at Starbucks that day. Wonder of wonders, and he saves Natalie from almost being carjacked by the tweaker. So that leads into, help me, I need protection, and people are trying to kill me. And he comes to her house. She lives in this big old house, and he comes to her house and he's like, what do you need me for? Whatever. And she's like, I know you're the agent for the job, you can protect me. But the first thing he says is, let me speak to my boss, which leads into Savage's involvement. And then there's a couple of other things with Savage and Sherlock that we'll get into as soon as I finish talking about this. What happens is that she already has protection, but she feels that she needs more because her political connections come from college. She's best friends with the President of the United States in this book, who is fictional. It's not the real President of the United States, but it's fictional, and they had kind of like a real close friendship in college. She went to Yale, things like that, and she's developed, from those relationships, she's developed a political career. She's best friends with the Secretary of State, but unfortunately things blow up in her face, and it's just not very pretty. So now we'll get on to Savage and Sherlock's part of the book, and I'll see you on the other side for that part. Now this is Savage and Sherlock's part of the book. Sherlock and Savage help take down a cult leader. She's a mother. She's been in a mental institution. She's like a picnic basket. She's like a few grapes short of a picnic basket, and her son is no better. one day after being locked up in the mental institution, she becomes ill and dies, and her son finds out about this. But before she dies, she's asked her son to go after Sherlock and kill both Sherlock and Savage for putting her away and putting her in the mental institution where she obviously and so clearly belongs. But there's a new wrinkle to this, is because his name is Blessed, and I don't know how he got that name. Lord, I don't know. But the interesting thing about Blessed is that he can hypnotize people. He believes and he can demonstrate that people are weak-minded and he can control them. As a result, he is blindfolded and tied to the bed so that he cannot control anyone. But due to certain circumstances, he's let go and he runs amok, and he tries to kill Sherlock in a very specific place, but I'm not going to tell you where that is because it would be a spoiler for the book. Anyway, he tries to kill her and it just gets out of control, and Bliss might have access to their son, which is just another reason for them to be super, super protective of their son. And it's just out of control, and things just spring up every once in a while, and it just gets crazy. But for the next part of the video, I'll be telling you about Perry and Davis, not in great detail, but I'll see you on the next slide for that part of the video. This part is about Perry and Davis. Perry Black is Natalie Black's daughter, of course, and she wants her daughter to be protected. Her daughter is a sports writer, and this book is heavily name dropped with the actual names of sports figures. So, you know, it has to be grounded in reality. Like most of Catherine Coulter's books, most of it is fictional, but some of it is grounded in reality. She's a sports writer and she writes a blog, and her father was a sports doctor, and everything comes together. But when she meets, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but when she meets Davis, it's like the world opens up, and it's like there's a lot of banter, and it's just customary for the series for people who are in danger to come to rely on each other and to function together and get like stuck together like glue. It's the same thing that happened with Savage and Sherlock. It happens to other characters too, which I will be doing a separate video about the love stories in the FBI thriller series, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And this is the end of this video, but before I go, I wanted to tell you about my next review, which is Final Cut, which is part of the FBI, Brit in the FBI, part of the thriller series spin-off having to do with Nick Truman and Michael Caine. They're partners. He's a Brit that comes to America to be part of the American FBI, and this is the first book in the series, and I'll be doing a review on it shortly when I finish it. So that is it for this video, and it's time for me to edit, and I would appreciate it if you would check out the rest of the videos in the series, which will be linked in the description below this video, and let me know what you think and how you like it, and I'll see you in my next video. So bye!